Hello everyone and welcome back to the MLG versus Pro League Invitational. We're about to jump into match number 3. But if you're just now joining us, welcome. You haven't missed too much. We still have a lot more matches coming. Of course, my name is AxelToss. He's Axlab. And let's just go ahead and get into Idra versus Stork.
Yeah, I mean, we already talked about these players in introduction. I mean, Stork, of course, Brood War legend, famous. Idra, I mean, nothing much more to say, but we've already covered him a lot in those cards. Let's just jump right in again.
Yeah, and this should be exciting, man. I mean, it's gonna be the experienced Zerg player against your favorite Protoss player, Stork. You wanna explain a little bit more about why you love him so much?
Yeah, so I mean, I always grew up like being a big fan of strategy games. You know, I used to play chess, and then of course I got really into Brood War when that came out. And I always came up from more like a tactical background, right? Chess is such a tactical game, and it always just had a passion for me. And Stork, I think, is a Brood War player of all the ones that I've seen who has exhibited the strongest tactical mind. He doesn't have the amazing micro of Jaedong or BC where the almost perfect play that Flash has, but he is almost always solid in his engagements. He always knows when to attack, when to back up, what zones of the map to control and defend. And I've just been always so impressed with his play, and I had a really fun time watching him in Brood War, and now,
yeah,
and not just me, but everyone.
True, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we all get to watch him play StarCraft too.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I love the concept of this tournament. When I first heard of it, I'm like, what? We're doing what now? It's pretty awesome. Of course, we've had some phenomenal games thus far, and we still got plenty of awesome matches to come. Of course, after this will be Sulky versus Puma, Illusion versus Rain, and then Flash versus Sheth. So stay tuned to the broadcast because we got a lot more awesome StarCraft coming your way. But of course, this is Stork versus Idra. Idra able to take that hatchery without too much trouble. Stork tried to prevent that a little bit, but was unable to do so.
Yeah, a little bit slow in getting the probe back there. Stork's part. I mean, that's something that he was trying to be annoying with that probe, and of course, if you're trying to be too annoying for too long, Zerg gets that hatchery up. So a little bit of a tiny win for Idra there, but of course, very small.
Yeah, we see a very standard fast expand here from Stork in the Forge and Nexus down. Yeah, the map is Daybreak, and we've had some conversations about this. I feel like a lot of Protoss players out there just do not like this map against Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long walking distance, but even bigger than that is there's a lot of spots where Zerg can put overlords on the map that you can't shoot them until you have air units, and there's no way to get a probe across the map without the Zerg knowing it. As soon as you cross the halfway point in the map, the Zerg's going to see your probe with an overlord, and they're going to get on it. So it's all these like 2-base gateway aggression builds are much harder to pull off just because you cross a long map, and the Zerg will know you're coming way ahead of time. But of course, it does work both ways. I mean, you don't have to worry so much about the Zerg, hatch cancel, roach roll-ins or things like that because, sculling across the map takes a while. But those are much less common on the Zerg side, at least in the current way people are playing.
Yeah, and I feel like Idra, play style as well. I feel like he's more macro-oriented.
Yeah,
I don't know if you agree with that, but
oh, of course,
definitely loves pushing it to the late game, where of course most people would say, the better player would shine. The longer the game goes along, the better chance the better player would win. But we'll see what happens here. Looks like Supply Depot taken out by that cannon, and very standard play from both these players. 2 gases being added on to the main base here from Stork, and Idra just going to be droning up for now. We'll have to see when these guys start doing it, like adding on the tech. We're probably going to see that soon from Stork. Cybercore finishing, which means he can build either Robo or Twilight or whatever he wants here.
So the question is he going to immediately put down a tech building, or is he going to wait to try to chase out any scouting overlords before putting one down?
That's a good point. Does he have a? He doesn't even have a stalker out because, of course, the Cybercore just finished. Let's see. Okay, it is on the way, and let's see. Idra has some overlords in position. One over here to potentially run in there and scout. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. +1 immediately started as well. So let's see what happens here. Idra, no gases just yet. Again, focusing on that drone count.
Yeah. And very standard, getting the gases right around now. This is pretty typical for Zerg, somewhere around 40 supply, getting that double gas.
All right.
And Stork, he still hasn't built tech yet, so he could be opting for some gateway aggression, in which case you want to see these gateways coming out right about now to finish up same time that Warp Gate tech does.
Yeah, he has a lot of money saved up here. Oh, here we go. Let's see how many he goes up to.
And he's been chrono boosting Warp Gate too, so it definitely shows that he wants to put on some Warp Gates.
3 additional for now. Oh. Probe is chilling. Okay, he's going to go up to 4 gates for now. An Overlord is coming in here from Idra to try to see exactly what's going on. The Stalker going to come down to try to kill him, but Idra back in that Overlord away. Very good awareness there. Sees the 3 gateways and feels like, all right, that's all I need to see. Oh!
Oh, and you know what's just super clever?
What
right
is?
before he put down those next 3 gateways, he
Uh-huh.
put a gas on the left side of his natural, and he knows there's an Overlord hanging out that spot. So when Idra sees that gas come down,
He's going to be like, oh, I'm going to drone and tech up a little bit.
yeah. So it's a little bit of a trick play, but Idra of course had this great Overlord vision. It's gonna be really hard to get a probe across the map.
Oh,
He
might
does
be able
get
to,
that
though.
probe there, but the Overlord did see it as it went across, so Idra knows exactly what's going on.
4 drones made there. We got 2 roaches on the way here from Idra. No spines going down at the 3rd base just yet. This is going to be a lot of aggression coming here from Stork. What's the best response here from Idra?
I mean, he just needs to get a lot of roaches out, a lot of speedlings. I mean, he hasn't even started speed yet, so it's gonna mostly depend on roaches. And the thing is I don't know if he knows that
he doesn't have speed?
Oh no, I don't know if Idra knows that it's a super all-in, right? Because he might think it's 4-gate pressure.
He's about to really know. Yep.
Well, he's about to really know now when this giant warping comes
all
as
the
well.
stalkers arriving, so now he knows for sure. Hastily putting down some roaches, a spore crawler on the way, and he's just gonna back away from his 3rd base. Might just give up that hatchery. Maybe try to spine up at the natural.
Yeah, I mean he can't. I mean, especially with this stalker heavy warping with no speed.
Oh man.
There's really, I mean, these stalkers are just going to keep cutting against these roaches without speed. And Idra's, I mean, he can keep rallying units, but they're going to keep dying.
Yeah, Stork has so many units here, and he can be really cost efficient with these stalkers because, again, once they start losing those shields, you can pull those weakened ones back and keep those alive, which is exactly what Stork is doing here. Idra trying to get the optimal engagement, but Stork has so much. 2 spine crawlers being made, 9 more roaches on the way here from Idra, but Stork, again, has 7 gateways behind this. +1 armor is about to finish as well, and once that finishes, it's going to be even more difficult for Idra.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to get these spine crawlers up with this many stalkers. They'll probably can power those down as well. A lot of roaches coming out from Idra, though, now.
Yeah, it's doing a decent amount of damage to these stalkers. A lot of stalkers are definitely dying, but Stork again still has so many at 13 right now to the 6 roaches of his opponent. And Idra, I feel like I don't know what he can do to protect this hatchery. This hatchery is definitely gonna die.
Yeah, it's done.
You want to bet dinner?
No, not on this one. that is called a sure thing right there.
Oh wait, I already won dinner.
Yeah, well, you could bet for 2 days.
Sorry, I forgot.
Gotta rub it in. So finally, Zergling speed's being started, but there's no way this is going to finish in time now.
Yeah. Gosh, Idra desperately trying to hold this off. I feel like, you know, almost just try to hold your natural no, but there's the GG from Idra. Actually throwing down the GG against Stork. That's it.
Well, I mean, Idra has an immense respect for these Broodlord legends. I mean, he's one of those guys who played it for so long, and these were the guys who he was learning from in Korea when he played Broodlord professionally. So he is definitely going to be GGing in every game against, at least against the Storks, the Jaedongs, the Flash. Maybe if he plays some of these upstart young Broodlord rookies, we might see a little bit different story, but definitely versus Stork.
Do you think Idra's having fun playing against the Broodlord pros?
I think he is. I actually think he's really nervous.
All right, well, let's go ahead and look at what you got pulled up there.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not too much to go over in this game. It was really just...
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. I mean, just too many stalkers, not enough roaches. Look at the army value here. He's got more than double the minerals, like 3 times the gas value. And it was like that during the entire push.
Yeah, what's the main thing Idra needs to do to hold off something like this?
Well, one thing is, I mean, most Zergs, what they do is you're going to get that speed upgrade a lot faster. Normally around 8 minutes it's being started.
Your first under gas, typically?
Some people get lair first, but at least right after lair. But you see here, it's 8 minutes in. Idra's lair is like almost done. He still hasn't even started Zergling speed.
Yeah.
So at this
Making
point,
roaches there too.
Yeah, I mean, so the other thing is though he doesn't really have the production. He never built the 4th macro hatch. His injects have been good. I mean, Idra's always really solid on macro, perfect macro. But without that 4th macro hatch, without speed, there's really the Zerglings are of such minimal value. And you're not going to beat stalkers with slow roaches. So I think what happened is when he scouted the build, he really thought it was 4-gate +1 zealot pressure.
Yeah, Stork did a great job there. And he put that gas at the natural too.
Yeah, so that might have been almost a real thing there.
Yeah.
If you think it's 4-gate +1 zealot pressure, you're like, I don't need Zerglings.
Yeah, you just get a few roaches out and you're good.
And maybe saving gas goes straight to meter or something. But yeah, Stork totally caught him off guard with this build.
So really good play there from Stork. Of course, that was game number 1. We have another game coming your way, and that's going to come after this break. So stay tuned to the MVP Invitational. We'll be back with game number 2 between Stork and Idra.